A Gen Z girl is grappling daily with the anxiety of not finding a job, lamenting the difficulty of surviving alone in a big city. A video features a young woman breaking down in tears due to her joblessness. She shares her experience of briefly securing a job, only to be laid off within a month. The ongoing struggle, she fears, is taking a toll on her mental well-being, pushing her to the brink.
Making money is really tough, and these days, your degree doesn't seem to matter much. There are a lot of college grads who can't find jobs. I studied logistics at Tsinghua University.
You're quite the scholar.
Well, I'm just a college graduate. There are many of us with degrees here. I feel like degrees aren't that important. My current job is from 8 in the morning to 11 or 12 at night. It's totally about earning money through physical labor.
I feel like I really can't find a job. Today, I want to share my thoughts with everyone. Ever since I've been unemployed, I've spent over half a month sending out resumes every day on sites like Boss and 51 Job, dozens of applications every day. I even spent over 60 yuan to get a membership, refreshing my resume every day, but it's all been in vain.
As the new year approaches, her job search becomes increasingly urgent.
I'm worried about not finding a job after the new year. What will I do when I go home for the holidays? But I'm even more worried about not finding a job after. What if the situation doesn't improve and I'm still jobless? I can't help feeling resentful. Did all those years of hard study lead to unemployment?
Some netizens are also frustrated even if they find a job.
In this world, in our society, who exactly is making money? Is it really this hard for us ordinary people to find a normal job?
The woman, with 4 years of work experience and a bachelor's degree in visual communication design, recently received a job offer from a company specializing in designing online stores for JD.com and Taobao. However, she found the offer of a 3,000 yuan monthly salary unreasonable considering her previous pay. Moreover, the workload was immense, equivalent to that of 3 people, with limited holidays, making it unacceptable to her. A video shows a university student who graduated in June 2023. She worked in a small law firm in Guangzhou for a few months before resigning. Unable to find work post-resignation, she returned to her rural hometown. She reflects on the challenges faced by rural graduates like her, lacking background, resources, and connections in their job hunt, now resorting to helping out at home. For a long time, education has been seen as a path to changing one's fate in China, with admission to a prestigious university perceived as a golden key to opportunities. However, the 2023 employment rates of graduates from 2 top Chinese universities cast a shadow over this belief. Tsinghua University in Beijing recently released its 2022 to 2023 Undergraduate Teaching Quality Report. As of October 31, 2023, 2,603 of its fresh graduates opted for further studies, accounting for 81%. Of these, 2,100 continued in domestic institutions, making up 65%, while 503 went abroad, which was 16%. The report also reveals that 491 graduates chose employment, making up only 15%. Of these, 284 found jobs through contracted employment, making up 8.8%, while 207 opted for flexible employment, constituting 6.4%. The report indicates a surprisingly low percentage of graduates entering contracted employment, less than 10%. Allegations of falsified employment data have surfaced, with claims of universities forcing graduates to report fake employment agreements to receive their diplomas. The official term, flexible employment, basically means unstable employment relationships, often temporary or part-time, and is seen as synonymous with unemployment. This suggests an even lower actual employment rate among Tsinghua graduates. The report also notes that 69% of the employed graduates found jobs outside Beijing, with 25% heading to central, western, and northeastern China. This implies greater employment challenges in developed areas, prompting graduates to seek opportunities in less prosperous regions. Surprisingly, Tsinghua's report interprets this trend as an improvement in employment quality and a more rational employment structure. Fudan University in Shanghai, another top-tier institution, also faced scrutiny for its low employment rate, shocking many with its figure below 20% in 2023. According to its latest report, only 583 of its graduates from 2023 found direct employment, constituting 18%. In light of a challenging job market, a total of 2,278 graduates chose to pursue further studies, accounting for around 71%. The report reveals a continuous decline in direct employment among food undergraduates over 2 years, with percentages dropping from 25% and 21.4% for the 2021 and 2022 cohorts, respectively. There's also a noticeable increase in graduates opting for further studies domestically, rising steadily over the past 5 years. From 2019 to 2023, the percentage of those going for further studies are 43%, 44%, 47%, 49%, and 53%, respectively. Netizens observe that if elite universities like Tsinghua and Fudan struggle with graduate employment, the situation is even more dire for others. The intense competition for jobs has led many undergraduates to pursue further studies. Analysts believe that the trend of top university graduates pursuing further studies reflects a privilege these institutions hold, allowing their students access to postgraduate and doctoral programs, both domestically and abroad. This creates a more competitive landscape for graduates from other institutions. It is reported that over the past 4 years, the number of registrants for the National Master's Degree Entrance Exam has continuously set new records: 3.4 million in 2020, 3.8 million in 2021, 4.6 million in 2022. In 2023, the number of candidates reached a new high of 4.74 million. Data released earlier by the Beijing Municipal Education Commission indicates that in 2023, the estimated number of master's and doctoral graduates from universities in Beijing is about 160,800, while undergraduate graduates are expected to be around 136,100. This marks the first time that the number of postgraduate graduates in the city has surpassed that of undergraduate graduates. Many Chinese commented that those with the capability pursue further studies, while others enter the workforce early. Some believe that even postgraduate studies offer no guarantee of employment. The challenging job market, exacerbated by corporate layoffs, is expected to worsen next year. Some have pointed out that the job market has always been tough. One netizen who graduated with a bachelor's degree in 2006 mentioned that out of 38 classmates, less than 10 found employment immediately after graduation. There's also a revelation that the employment rate for undergraduates from the University of Political Science and Law was only 10% in the summer of 2023, with many relying on their parents' connections for job opportunities. Frankly, for recent law graduates, if they don't have connections through their elders, they struggle to find even menial jobs like serving tea. Some analysts suggest that the departure of large companies and a reduced need for highly skilled talent contribute to the employment crisis. A netizen mentioned that a colleague suggested the employment rate for Chinese youth might actually be below 50%. The person has several relatives struggling with employment: a cousin, who is a Tongji University architecture undergraduate, and a Tsinghua University landscape architecture master's graduate, remains jobless this year. Additionally, 2 younger relatives, one a graduate of Shanghai Maritime University and the other from Xiamen University, both with bachelor's degrees, have also not found work. The common scenario now is resorting to postgraduate studies when unable to secure a job. This netizen emphasized that if this employment challenge isn't addressed, it could pose a risk to social stability.
2 years ago, I was an undergrad at the famous Project 211 University. Now I've been unemployed and staying at home for nearly 2 years. I remember selling toilet paper in a park in the hot summer in 30-degree weather, making over 200 yuan. That was probably when I felt the most anxious. I'd go to every interview, memorize the standard answers, but when I recited them, they said I was too rehearsed and should speak more naturally about my real experiences. Yet when I did, they criticized my low EQ. Every day, I was nervous and scared, waiting for messages from job apps. Later, I cried for a long time. I then realized I was just an average person. I almost went crazy.
China's physical economy has been severely impacted by 3 years of pandemic, leading to a continuous economic downturn. The wave of closures, layoffs, and unemployment across various industries has further worsened the employment situation. According to data from the Ministry of Education, there were 11.6 million university graduates in 2023. This number is expected to reach a record high of 11.8 million in 2024, an increase of 210,000 from the previous year, casting a shadow over the employment prospects for young people. Economists predict that the Chinese economy will continue to decline into 2024, as more companies relocate abroad, potentially triggering a larger wave of unemployment. Liu Wenchun, president of Shanghai University of Finance and Economics, warned in a joint report at the China Macroeconomic Forum of Renmin University of China last year that China's youth unemployment problem could persist for another decade and continue to worsen in the short term. If not properly addressed, this could lead to social issues beyond the economic sphere, even becoming a catalyst for political problems. Students are seeking strategies to cope with the difficult employment situation. For instance, Xiao Lin, who graduated in 2019 with a degree in accounting from South China Agricultural University, found his role misaligned with his studies and chose to return to vocational school to learn a new profession. A similar situation occurred to Xiao Wang, a 2019 pharmacy graduate from Southern Medical University. During her job search, she realized that most undergraduates were receiving low salaries, whereas friends who chose technical schools were earning more. In response, Xiao Wang decided to attend vocational school to gain new skills and certifications to enhance her competitiveness. One netizen said,
"Let me tell you a harsh truth. The reason college graduates can't find jobs isn't because of their degrees. It's because what we learn in school doesn't apply in the real world, in companies. Universities should take responsibility for the unemployment of graduates. A lot of what we learn in college is useless in the real world."
Statistics from Guangdong Lingnan Vocational and Technical College show that over the past 2 years, the college has received over 150 graduates with bachelor's degrees or higher, who chose to acquire technical skills certificates to better adapt to workplace demands and find more ideal jobs. This phenomenon seems to align with the interests of the Chinese Communist Party, as state media Liaowang Newsweek immediately began to hype the trend of undergraduates reobtaining vocational college certificates. Netizens reveal the hidden agenda. As long as one keeps getting certificates and continues studying, unemployment doesn't exist. Many Chinese believe that the CCP is again coaxing unemployed youth back to campuses as a temporary fix. Some netizens comment that in the eyes of the Communist Party, working just 2 hours a week doesn't count as unemployment. They suggest that the party's governance doesn't require citizens to become wealthy, but merely to survive. The severe unemployment crisis is having a profound impact on the younger generation. Many young people just starting their careers might be laid off within a year or two, jeopardizing their career prospects for the next 3 or 4 decades, forcing them to seek new means of survival. They face a bleak job market, withdrawal of foreign capital, declining wages, and fewer employment opportunities. Gradually, many are attempting to find their own way of life. Some young people have quit their jobs to seek spiritual growth and redefine their lives. Some have left metropolitan cities for places like Dali and Yunnan to start anew, while others delve into fortune-telling and philosophy to escape societal pressures. Some young people identify as 45-degree youth, a term to describe their predicament of drifting between being able to roll with the punches or lie flat. Media reports indicate that many are giving up, abandoning life plans, while others cautiously plan their lives to avoid any risks. Many are turning to civil service exams, although this is not the best option due to limited quotas and intense competition. Some young people have shown an interest in buying lottery tickets. Many believe this reflects their confusion about the future and desire for a change in life. Online, the despondency among young people is more evident. Many forums discuss ways to save money, and the concept of low desire is being advocated. 23-year-old beautician Xie Uran in Shanghai told reporters from the World Post, "I used to order takeout frequently, but now I cook for myself to save money." She moved to Shanghai in 2018 and initially earned between 7,000 to 10,000 yuan per month. Now, due to reduced clientele, her monthly earnings have dropped to 4,000 yuan. Sees Hong Kong, co-founder of Lu Digital Communication, a firm that helps brands understand and market in the Chinese market, noted, "Today's young people are earning less than their parents, which wasn't the case 10 years ago. Therefore, this is no longer an era of unrestrained consumption." Previously in China, young people could earn enough money by working harder, especially before the US-China trade war. Working hard for a month at companies like Foxconn could yield 3,000 to 5,000 yuan. But now, finding even a slightly better paying job has become very challenging. Recently, a peculiar phenomenon has emerged across China. City libraries are filled to capacity within half an hour of opening at 8 a.m. Among the visitors are those recently unemployed. recent graduates preparing for further studies or job hunting, individuals studying for civil service exams, and even unemployed people pretending to work to avoid family concerns, as the pressure from the outside world becomes overwhelming. This indicates that the unemployment crisis is evolving into a comprehensive social crisis. For the Chinese Communist Party, a worrying trend is the data released by Times Media's Data Goo, showing that there are 175 million people born in the 1990s in China, 87% of whom are under financial debt, averaging a debt of 120,000 yuan per person. They are burdened with debt and lack the capacity for consumption. Financial expert Xie Jinhe on Facebook pointed out that this is a significant core issue currently faced by the CCP. Former Beijing lawyer and chair of the Canadian Federation for a Democratic China, Li Jianping, noted that after the restructuring and shifting of supply chains, the significant reduction in foreign investment and exports will inevitably lead to the contraction of domestic manufacturing. Due to the sharp decrease in investment and exports, a lot of production capacity will be idle, leading to widespread unemployment. Feng Chongyi, associate professor at the University of Technology, Sydney, believes that the economic downturn is deeply hurting China's livelihood, especially among young people. Facing unemployment, salary cuts, and the struggle to find jobs, the harsh reality is increasing their resentment. He recalls the white paper revolution at the end of 2022, where many young people took to the streets to protest against unreasonable pandemic control policies, openly calling for CCP and Xi Jinping to step down. Feng Chongyi warns that if similar color revolutions occur, the party could be overthrown.